Hello, Planet Watchers. Welcome to Virgo. Hey, Mary Jane.
Hello, Planet Watchers. Welcome
Ah,
aboard.
this is your month.
It is, it is. I'm kind of a heavy Virgo, although I'm working on it daily. It's something that takes a lot of care
A
and
recovering
treatment.
Virgo.
But no, only because you spend a lot of your life way too timid and very critical about things. And I'm getting over all of that. So ever onward.
Ever onward, ever onward. This has been a tough, difficult summer, I have to say.
Well, it has. It has for a lot of different reasons that we talked about actually last month. We'll get into a future looking mode here pretty soon. But it's true. There have been a lot of oppositions the whole time that the sun and the fast planets were sitting opposite this end of Pluto still, and in square to Uranus. A whole lot of stuff was going on, creating very excitable situations that we couldn't handle, we couldn't do anything about. And that's always extremely uncomfortable. You feel as though the gods are sort of playing with your head, and you're a passenger in life instead of being sort of behind the wheel.
Yeah, it
And
has.
that's always hard to deal with.
Yeah, it has rather felt like that.
Mm.
Being buffeted.
Yeah, that's it. I said we'll talk about this more this month because the same phenomenon is still visible for a while in the sky. But I always see myself in these yod situations. The yod is a an aspect in the sky that looks like this.
Okay.
It's a connection of three planets, maybe more if they're in conjunction, three planets that are not in opposition. They're not in any kind of workable uh, aspect, but they just feel horribly uncomfortable and they feel horribly unsatisfied. It's the sign in a natal chart of a perpetual quest. You're always looking for a nickel to make a dollar. There's something always sort of missing. And that's what these yachts feel like. And we've still got some in the sky this month. So we're going to have to deal with, especially early on, we're going to have to deal with this sort of uncomfortable feeling. But we'll work around it. We'll work around it.
Exactly. A little knowledge goes a long way, and a little
Absolutely.
understanding goes a
Absolutely.
long.
And I've got plans for the end of Virgo. So
I know, yes, you are a Virgo. Your birthday is coming up.
yeah, it is. It is. Well, it's not very important, except that I can't read Tanta anymore. I'll turn 77, and that's always, a deadline.
Why?
But it otherwise doesn't feel bad at all.
No,
Not
I
to
mean,
worry.
you make 77 look great.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It feels great, I'll tell you. No complaints.
No, no. You read Tintin as long as you want.
I think so too. I'm going to bluff as long as I can.
Absolutely. You just bluff, 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 bluff. All right. So what do we have coming up in Virgo?
Well, the this period of Virgo, let's talk about the Virgo energy first of all.
Mm,
Virgo is a mutable sign, that is to say, a sort of low energy sign. It's a sign of transition. We're getting out of uh, the explosive energy of the cardinal signs, in this case, Cancer. We've been through the fixed sign of Leo, which always indicates a very quiet, steady kind of energy that we can use to our own advantage. And then Virgo and the other mutable signs put us in a condition. Think of a river that's coming to its waterfall. You're getting ready to go down this bump. Well, you're a kayaker. You know what this feels
oh,
like.
yeah.
And it's exactly that. We're getting ready to slide into another cardinal energy, another explosive energy. But this time of transition is one of sort of uncomfort. We have to use the time in the mutable signs to take stock. This is where we make synthesis. of everything that's been going on before. This is in Virgo, it's the time of the harvest. And so we're taking the energy we've seen, we've used, and we're looking to see what the products are in fact going to be. So it's kind of a taking stock time, but that we have to use it properly. Virgo, as we know, is an energy that's devoted to counting the beans and pulling the harvest together and getting the wheat in proper sacks and doing all those good things to make order in the universe. That's what Virgos are for, actually, to clean up after you other guys. And so and so that's essentially what's going on. We're in a little trouble this year because, as I said, in the beginning of this Virgo period, oh, I'm going to say from the 22nd already, up until the 25th, and then well into, for other reasons, well into the 28th of August, we're involved in this unsatisfying period where the planets are not making sense to each other. It's as though they're talking like this, they're talking on two different wavelengths and just can't quite get it together. Now, what's happening, especially now, is that Venus and Neptune are involved in these awkward aspects. And we're going to see very difficult choice making situations, touching on home life, touching on partnerships as well, all kinds of partnerships. And so, with this in mind, it can become a very tense situation. I find that the best way to approach these periods of this yod, of this waiting out, is to wait it out. Look at the aspects and put off any decision making, serious decision making, for a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about that. So we'll have to get ourselves through this. Mars is being a little bit complicated too, in the same sense, in that he's inviting legal battles. And so we could see a lot of these issues that you'll have in your life that are going to come to some sort of legal or contract type of confrontation. I'm saying again, put off any decision making for a couple of weeks and let the dust fall a bit, and the arguments that you're presenting and that you're hearing are going to be making better sense a little farther down the line. I think that's what we can say the best about these first couple of weeks, first 10 days or so into the 4th of September, because Mars is there as well. Mars is making a square to Neptune that confuses issues systematically. It's a period where not only do we not know exactly what we want, what we need, but also Mars is going to put in check our best efforts to go out and get them. It's as though in French we say the coup d'épée dans l'eau. You hit the barrel with a full of water with your sword, and it doesn't do anything except make a few waves and get you all wet. And that's sort of what this feeling of Mars square Neptune, you're chasing ghosts. You're literally chasing chimera. And again, let this wait through until at least the 4th of September. There's also a square to Jupiter that, again, can involve perhaps some legal or other litigation kind of situations. So that's the early part of this Virgo, and well up into, I'm going to say, the 4th of September, can be extremely uncomfortable. Put it that way. This is a time to keep your antenna open, check out all the news, check out all the details in whatever proceedings you've got going on, whatever decisions you've got to be making, and give them time to settle. Give them time to settle.
Okay, so I'm Googling right now the convention dates for the Democratic Convention, which is next week. So it
Right
sounds like
now.
there could be a lot of just like slogging. You know what?
It's true. I'm sort of glad that I'm not supposed to take political sides where we are today, but I'm sort of glad that the decision making has essentially been done. Although I think they still have a lot of I'm going to say the platform issues, a lot of infighting within the party is still going to be going on during this time, and virtually impossible to get rid of. They've got to decide now. The Democratic Party is having to decide how to sell themselves, how to sell this product, and that could be that works better, I think, in looking toward the outside as taking care of intramural issues that are still going on, actually.
Right, right. I mean, this is just it's a big year election wise, big decision. And it's getting ugly. It's always been but it's just like very, very ugly recently. So just the thought of having just more things to slog through does not sound terribly appealing, honestly. I just want to vote and get it done, get it over with.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Except, as I said, this period of indecision could be quite good
Oh,
for non-voters or undecided voters. This
sure.
is a time when, the marketing is everything, and whatever good ideas, and I think there are a lot, in fact, very good ideas to put out there that are going to finally trickle down to the undecided voters all over the world, let me point out.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good point. Well, speaking of all over the world, um, so what can we expect on the war fronts? Gaza, Ukraine. What can we expect in these conflicts?
Absolutely nothing.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be push and tug this whole month,
Yeah.
certainly these next 2 weeks. Just yeah, it's same old, because one side takes a little energy and the other side reposts, and it's going back and forth like this, but on an essentially very same level. And so who can decide a winner? I'm going to talk about that as we get a little farther into this month, because there is a wonderful period shaping up for the from the I'm going to say already from the 13th to the 22nd of September. We're getting into another really nice healing place that I think we can use for getting ahead in some sort of peacemaking, peacekeeping talks, quite possibly. At least we're going to see some unblockage of these early blockages that we're seeing right now, that we're seeing this in the early part of this period of Virgo. Now, both sides probably are going to gain from this period. It looks to me as though, because we're going to see an important period of confrontation as well. Mars is for a lot, especially in the second part of this month, but it seems to create a resolution of these earlier blockages, these earlier hesitations that we're seeing right now in the second part of August. So yes, it's going to be long, and it's going to take a great deal of patience to get through this first part of September.
Hmm.
The other part that seems difficult and that's still going on, hanging off from the period of Leo, actually, is the opposition that's existing from the Sun and the rapid planets as well to Saturn. Now, typically, this is setting the scene for ongoing battles of all, especially battles for right of way, that is to say, fighting authority, that is to say, Gaza versus Israel, that is to say, well, Ukraine as well versus Russia. Anytime we're looking at huge periods of forces of authority that are trying to set new rules, we're going to see this infighting. We're going to see, I said, when I wrote this up, I said it's road rage on a world level, because it looks as though I'm right, you're wrong, and everybody just go fix it, just go after your own thing. That's what it feels like, and it's going to feel like that for, well, a nice long time, until the 9th of December. This is only putting a cap on this, or maybe bringing to resolution all this waiting around to see which side of the fence to jump on. It's going to feel sort of like that. But all right, and this is going to be, I think, healthier in any case than this incredible tension that seems for the moment very unsatisfactory.
Yeah. Right.
So that's going to be important. At the same time, and on perhaps a more personal level, I think this is also, with various aspects that are going on in the sky, this is also going to represent a period of the end of bad relationships in your personal life. There's some of them are going to require legal actions. I think this is a very good sign for getting out of painful situations in our personal lives. And we have to use that. It's it's time to quit um, weighing and measuring, and if yes, do I go, do I stay, can I put up with this person, can I put up with this boss, can I put up with this situation or not? And we're getting into a sky, especially I'm thinking after the 3rd, I'm going to say, the 3rd of September, where, yes, finally, let's take the situation in hand
Mm.
and do something with these situations that seem very toxic, a lot of them. The moon is going to be very helpful in doing some of these moves on the 12th of September and also on the 18th. So we can use these periods to finally make peace within ourselves and take the proper decisions that we've been haggling over for a long time.
Mm. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
It is. It is. Our friend Venus, is going to be very helpful in this kind of decision making. Um, also Mercury is helping out in sort of slicing. Finally, they're slipping into, now Venus is conciliatory. She wants to do things right. But she's in a sky where she's saying, no, it's time to act. It's time to love myself. And a lot of these decisions are going to count on a certain degree of self-preservation and self-love. And so Venus is saying, no, it's time for me to make order within myself, and for my saving my skin. Sometimes it comes down to that. There's an important square to Pluto that should help, actually, um, from the 17th to the 23rd of September. The moon is present also on the 19th of September, and getting a big help legally, let's say, or justifiably, from a very nice trine from Jupiter. So if it takes legalese, if it takes calling on the law to help you out of a situation, now's the time to do it. If you're having to protect your job, protect yourself from a mobbing situation or from a very toxic employer, now's the time to act. This is going to be easy. And once the decision taken, this is going to be oh so much easier after the I'm going to say after the 17th of September.
Mm.
So these are areas that are supposed to be helping us out of this quagmire that we might be feeling right now. Not to worry. The beauty of astrological cycles is that they're cyclic. And when we get to the bottom of it, it can only go up and vice versa, as it turns out. But the idea is that nothing is forever. And when we're feeling our tiredest, that's when we're supposed to be getting ready for the next cycle. Now, all of this is getting some wonderful help from the sun, as I said, later in the second part of Virgo. The sun is making a beautiful kite. I love kites because they literally allow us to allow us to fly. And there's a beautiful kite situation on from the 13th to the 25th of September, involving all the heavy planets and the moon. Pluto's there, Neptune's there, Uranus is there, making a wonderful big trine with the sun, saying, all right, this energy is now, it's ripe, it's for us to tap in. And this is wonderfully positive, it's wonderfully growth producing. It's a wonderful in creating a new harmony for us. So we're going to feel this particularly under the full moon on the 17th. But in that whole period, the 17th of September, but that whole period from, I'm going to say, the 13th to the 25th is rich and ripe and deliciously constructive.
Wonderful. Good.
So these are things that we should be using, in fact. And when a lot of stress, a lot of regret, a lot of emotional upheaval coming from having taken painful decisions, granted, but all of a sudden are going to seem uh, justified, are going to seem sort of totally natural. And that's what we're after in this life. Finally, getting in touch and getting in condition to accept our inner intuitions, things we're supposed to be doing for ourselves.
All right, very interesting indeed. So more of the same for the foreseeable future, it sounds like.
Oh, yes. Fight road rage. Let's all try to stay calm. This includes neighbor rage, husband rage, cat rage, all kinds of anger that we can feel, most of it unjustified, most of it not well directed, but it's still there. And I'm just saying, keep a lid on, consider the options, and let the dust fall before making any violent decisions.
Okay, very good advice indeed. Do you have any big plans for your birthday?
No, well, not right away. A few days after my birthday, which is on the 13th,
Mhm.
don't buy gifts. On the 13th, on the 17th, I'm leaving for Greece once again for a couple of weeks. So I'm totally looking forward to that.
Wow, which island are you going to this time?
Naxos,
Ah, wonderful.
Naxos, full of history, full of splendor, I guess. Yeah, it's a place I don't know at all, but everyone says, oh, but Naxos is important. So I guess I have to go look at it.
Yeah, you have to go see what's going on. You have to go see what the hype is about. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm desperately trying to get to Delos. Delos is a few hours boat trip away from Naxos, still in the Cyclades, but it's an island that's deserted. But it's a historical island. It's been a huge center. There's a city there that's no longer occupied. In fact, people cannot stay on the island. There are only day trips that allow us to go even have a look around. But again, full of history. A lot of things were happening there in the 12th and 13th century and before, as far as I know. But is an important island historically in Greek history. So I hope weather permitting that we can get to see Delos as well.
Oh, that would be lovely. What a fantastic birthday trip. My goodness.
I think so.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, well, fantastic. I know you're going to have a wonderful time and a beautiful birthday, September 3rd.
Oh, I think so.
Mhm. All right.
And I
Well,
hope all of you Virgos out there, all of you earth signs out there, especially, that is to say, my Tauruses, my Capricorns, and my Virgos, pick up on this incredible growth energy that's going to be happening for us in the second part of this month, and get feeling solid again. Get back on solid ground.
yeah, I think we all need to get back on solid ground. This summer has been
True,
heavy. Yeah.
true.
Andres. Good. Well, we will see each other again then in Libra.
Indeed, indeed. All well until then. Have a lovely end of summer.
Absolutely.